got the Edelbrock ProFlow intake manifold. I'm not going to end up using it because after about halfway the hood sweeps down and it doesn't allow the hood to close, so I'd either have to end up cutting a hood or modifying the intake manifold. So I'll run it without a hood for right now, and then once I get an intake manifold designed, I'll swap them out. Another thing is I'm probably going to end up having to run a 90mm throttle body because this is only 90 millimeters. This O-ring groove, it would be where my 102mm throttle body would sit. Bolts up, but once you open the throttle body, it's really close, and you can see this groove, so there wouldn't be anywhere to put a gasket. Would be another problem. And here are the new MSD blaster coils. They are supposedly a lot better than the stock coils, so that's a good thing. I picked them up off of the list, and hopefully hopefully I just need a set of injectors, and I want to powder coat this manifold. I'm going to powder coat my valve covers and a few other things. I ordered the fuel and oil hardline. It's a 5/8 or -10. I went to Chicago, picked up this Sylvia front end. So the front end's kind of all together. All I need really now is the grille, another headlight, and a side marker light is just one I had that was broken. See, it doesn't have the tab. So yeah, other than that, got the front end, this nice mint aero bumper with grills, lights, and bumper support, and you can see I still need to wire up the fogs. I still haven't got the wiring done to that, but yeah, the wiring coming over here to the lights, and the side marker light is in the turn signal is all nice and clean. So yeah, and then I also got that Sparco seat when I got the front from that guy. He kind of just said I could have it, and there's a Bride seat rail that was all modified and stuff. So yeah, so other than that, had a few people asking what tools I use, and here usually use Milwaukee for electric tools. They are right now the best, and it looks like they're getting better. They just came out with the 5.0 lithium-ion batteries and everything. Have all the 4.0 stuff, and then Craftsman hand tools, which they are mostly made in China now, but it is a little bit better quality than Harbor Freight. You don't always have to worry about breaking it as much. They heat treat some of the stuff. I'm sure they heat treat in the U.S. It seems. They must do something, but I use normal sockets for impacts and taking off bolts, and my Milwaukee does 1100 removable foot-pounds of torque, so I haven't split one yet. Not saying you're not going to, but it's a lot better than the Harbor Freight ones because I've split quite a few of those, and it's just a pain being in between a job and working on something, and then it's your only vehicle or something, and then you have to walk over the Harbor Freight or get a ride or something to get a replacement tool. Most of the time you don't have to worry about that with Craftsman, or you'll never have to worry about that with the Milwaukee tools. So they are quite a bit more expensive, but I just have pretty much a standard socket set. Like when me and Trevor had the shop, we had the 60 by 40. This is just like a two-car garage thing going on here, which is not very impressive at all. And I have it pretty full of stuff. That rusty hatch over there, I'll show some reasons why you don't want to move to a salt state. in about 5 seconds, and then yeah, just stuff that I pulled off here that I need to throw up on Craigslist and get rid of, and just a stack of tires for this for when I have it running and can drift, or just driving around. I'm gonna probably be spinning through most of the gears. I need to lower this thing down some. It's sitting pretty high. I had it raised up for when I put the LS in, so it is sitting quite a bit further off the ground than I want it. I'm not going to be stance by any means. I want to have most of my get as much traction to the ground as I can with this thing. I'll probably have a positive camber in the rear for and set up some different spring rates, mess with the spring rates. I'll probably end up getting different coilovers because having stiff springs for an SR20 with not as much torque, and then going to a V8, you need to have be able to kind of dig in and be able to have it grab, or it'll just be too stiff for it and spin out. So some things I need to do is lower it down. I'm probably going to end up getting an angle kit depending once this thing's running. With the 240, I need to still order some 1000cc injectors, a fuel pressure regulator. I ordered some aluminum 250 psi fuel line. I'm going to use it. It's dash 10. I'm going to use it for my fuel pump to my fuel pressure regulator, and then for my oil lines from my oil pan to my oil block. So I'll have some updates on that. I still need to order the 37-degree flare tool. Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice way to do long lines instead of running the steel braid. You know, tucked up really nice. And I'll kind of do a how-to on how to do some nice hard lines. I'll probably end up redoing all the brake lines with stainless steel, and the wiring's almost done. It's just been way too humid to get out here and to finish it up. It's been like 90 degrees with like 80% humidity, so yeah, I don't feel like just sitting out here and sweating. So if everybody was wondering why I got a perfectly good hatch up, it wasn't perfectly good, but I'm going to keep the bottom of it for mocking exhaust and stuff and parts up. But if you want to move to Minnesota or salt state, yeah, you might as well not if you value any of your cars, because yeah, here's one hole. There's holes back there. The reason the kid sold it to me and I got it for so cheap was I think he put those new coilovers on it, and it ripped the strut tower off of the welds after this thing was all rusted out right here. So yeah, don't move to a salt state. I don't even drive my I'm not driving my coupe in the winter, which sucks because I used to drive my coupe in the winter in Colorado because I don't use salt. And yeah, look at this shit. Look at this. If I had it the other way, I'd push on it more, because you can pull that whole strut tower back and forth. So the only thing holding that strut tower on was the hood. Look at that look at that thing. Look at it. Put your finger in there. So yeah, this is now my going to be my mock-up chassis. I kind of have it leaned against the wall. Yeah, and it is pretty rusty, but it's gonna serve another purpose of designing parts, and I pretty much chopped all the top stuff off of it. The quarter panels are cut off. Somebody bought those. I had one non-rusty one, and one's a little bit rusty, but I think it might be good use instead of getting scrapped. I still have the hatch, and over there is a cheetah. So over here is a cheetah. This is to if you don't want to blow yourself up, seating beads with with some brake cleaner and a lighter. Did a little of the mini garage tour because it is tiny, and saw why you don't want to move to a salt state, which is you never want to do that. And all my stuff that I need to finish on this car that really needs to get done because I'm need to drive. I got an air compressor too. What was it? I got an air compressor Monday off Craigslist. Some guy was in a pawn for pretty cheap, brand new Husky. So yeah, I should be able to powder coat some valve covers and my intake manifold and some other little things that I wanted to get powder coated before I won't be able to do everything because I only have an oven, but hopefully all the big things that I want to get done I'll figure out later. I also need to figure out a way to blast some stuff. I have a pressure washer, but I could buy that attachment to turn it into like a sort of hydro blaster. I heard those work pretty good.